Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play LOTRO with me, Balthelion, and also Halafor.
Hello.
So, last time we left it off, we're at Zigilgund in Forochel, the dwarven outpost on the western side here. So, we're going to be doing a few quests around here. We've also got a few existing quests left over from previous camps that we still need to do. But there's quite a few quests here, so which ones do we want to do first? Let's go south.
It seems a little bit odd having dwarves up here in the middle of nowhere, but
not only good dwarves, but bad dwarves as well. Oh shit!
I
forgot
suppose
about this.
originally, before the mammoths, before the like first age shattering and things like that, you're taking that all.
Yeah.
There was actually dwarves living up on like the mountains to the north, weren't they? Not the Iron Hills. What are the other ones?
Blue Hills?
No, that's Eridlun. God, law knowledge failing me.
Yeah.
Why aren't we in a party? Why aren't we in a party?
I don't know. There we are. I've leveled my legendary item since off camera we've been to the walls of Moria, got our legendary items, and I try to level those to level 10. Unless you've done yours.
No, I've just got mine the same as you.
So we need to get 10 of these pickaxes, which are scattered around in the graveyard south of Zigilgund. We need actually loads of these deers, so we should probably kill all the ones we see. I love the fact that now, in one of the recent patches, you don't have to dismount to mine the ores.
No, I'm not going mad. It is the Iron Mountains.
It is the Iron Mountains, yeah, the Iron Hills.
Yeah, the Iron Hills are like foothills further to the east, but the Iron Mountains was a massive northern mountain chain that was destroyed during at the end of the first age between like Melkor and
shot down.
Valar. But the dwarves actually used to live kind of up this far, like north, before the mountains themselves were fractured. And like Angmar itself is kind of on the southern edge of where those fractured mountains kind of were as well. Yeah. And now these days it's kind of like the barrier. It would have been the barrier between like Forodwaith in the far north.
What are you up to over there?
I'm watching a Gandharan seer charming a mammoth.
Okay then. I'm herding deer.
I'm not even sure what he's doing. I just haven't seen this before.
You've never seen that guy?
No, I've not seen that guy before.
How can you not have seen that guy? He's like been there the whole bloody time the game's been running. Just
Oh, no, I've not seen him before. Just accept it.
Doing whatever he does.
Yep.
I think there's a follow-up quest that kills him though, isn't there?
Probably. I can't imagine he's there for the good of his own health.
So yeah, we also need to find a mammoth corpse that one of the hunters shot with a spear, which is that one in front of me. We need to collect marbles that belong to the burglar, who was at Zigilgund, and for some reason all the random creatures have eaten his marbles. So we're just killing random animals until we find them in their bellies. So we're going to slowly collect 10 of those.
But that kind of like makes it seem a bit odd, doesn't it? Like, kill the polar bear, slash it open, see if there's some marbles there.
No, that's just a gallstone. But yeah.
Oh, I got that spear.
That spear. I think we're probably going a bit too far south for the pigs, but it's not a problem. We can loop back for those because we need to go speak. Oh, there's a grim. It must die.
Oh god, you're still on that grim hunt.
Yes. Like the worst fucking deed in the game, killing Grim, so every time I see a Grim, I'm killing it.
Yeah, but come on, are you actually ever going to do that deed?
No.
No. Doesn't this make
every little helps. If ever I decide, I need the TPs, and for some reason I can't do any other deed on any other character rather than doing this.
Your credit card.
/ get out credit card. Then yeah, that'll make my life easier. You seem to have made a friend.
Oh yeah, he's coming
I'm
out
nearly
to say
dead
hi.
because I'm not paying attention to my health
I
bar.
thought I killed him.
That's right.
He's
I've shot him.
32 HP.
He's dead. Okay, so let's regen a bit. Stick down a campfire. Get a bit of regen going. So actually, I should probably have a look because I've got a few trait points I should spend. I don't know how far I'm down my trait line. So yeah, spending one more point will unlock the next bonus, which would be quite nice. There you go. Draw weight, induction bow damage. So any bow skill which has an induction, so swift bow, quick shot, any ones that kind of charge up with that blue bar, that's an induction bow skill. So let's go for 1 point in that. Now that's going to suddenly unlock the next tier, so that's the 5th tier of skills that are now available, and also get a new set bonus, which is Hemorrhaging Shot. So increases the critical damage of all bow attacks. So any bow skills plus 10% critical damage. Very nice. Can't argue with that. But what new trait skills?
Why it's called Hemorrhaging Shot like, but
it's not. Yeah, it's not bleeding them. It's just
shot to be
you know,
bleed, yeah.
stinging them or something. I just want to make sure I'm shooting the Garrodane and not shooting a mammoth, which is going to come and shit on us. So Mercy Kill increases merciful shots critical multiplier. So crit multiplier is basically crit damage.
Only merciful shot wasn't shocking.
Yeah, it's better than it used to be, but you know, I generally don't use it unless I've got a lot of leftover focus and I'm on the last mob and it's going to die anyway. So
even then, I'd rather just hit like a few pens.
Yeah, I'm not too fussed about that. I could get the Burn Hot skill, which can be nice. But the other alternative is Hail of Arrows. So when I critically hit with Rain of Arrows, the skill has a chance to reset its own cooldown. So rank 1, if I get a crit, there's a 50% chance I reset Rain of Arrows, so I can press it again. And potentially this can snowball and I can keep firing. And at rank 2 it's got a 100% chance to reset its cooldown. So every time I crit I can use the skill again. Which is very nice, especially if you're trying to AoE a load of mobs, particularly if they're small mobs that will die easily.
It also synergizes with the skill when you get the one that's critical hits give focus.
Yeah, it synergizes very nicely with that. There is a slight bit of lag though, like after you get your crit there's like I don't know, half a second before it decides, you've got a crit, I'm going to reset. So yeah. But it's still very nice and easily the best one in that option of 3. Burn Hot's quite nice, we'll get that at some point. Yeah. Just for, you know, nice little power spikes in combat. Okay, so we're going to need 20 bears. That might take a while. Let's start heading
There's a bear
a bit north. Yeah, if you see a bear, kill a bear.
The bears are just going to take us off track here.
There probably are, but there's not really much we can do about that. And we also still need to kill quite a few more deers as well if you see them.
There's one to my left. The other thing that's happened more recently as well is that we've changed server.
Yep, we are now refugees on Laurelin.
Yep. We are now pro role players.
Pro tier role players. Even though I haven't actually seen any role playing yet, which is quite amusing. To me, admittedly, I haven't been like wandering around Bree too much or anything like that. But yeah, you know, it's not as scary as people think. Going, oh no, I don't want to go to the roleplay server because I have to roleplay. You don't have to roleplay. You know, as long as you don't have like a really stupid name.
And don't have a white name just because you like it more.
Yeah, yeah. If you're going to activate the RP flag, it needs to be because you are going to RP and not just because you like having a white name instead of a beige name.
Whack on there, find the path, will you? There's no reason we should
there is no reason, yes, why I shouldn't have that active. Just for a bit of out of combat run speed.
The deer down here for you.
I think there's one over here as well. I'll just go down Hunter. But yeah, so far it's been alright. We've had to get a few of the guys to transfer. It's a bit of a slow going process, especially since Turbine in their infinite wisdom have decided to open up transfers the week before Christmas. So GG. You know, a lot of people are either on break or a bit busy right now. But all the old closing servers, they're staying open until the 4th of April next year, unless they change the dates again. So people have enough time to continue playing on the old servers to decide where they want to move. People who don't currently play because they've stopped playing a while ago, you know, even if they don't transfer before the 4th of April, they can still transfer anytime afterwards. You just won't have a server to play on until you choose where you're going to go. So you're not going to lose your characters or anything like that.
Oh, jackpot. 4 bears, 3 deer.
Yeah, right. just stand still and open fire in every direction. Are you just pulling everything? Okay.
I'm going to pull the bears.
Well, that's it. You go Leroy on like 4 bears, and I'm just going to stand here and plink away at 1 deer.
You bastard.
Oh, that wasn't one I was aiming at, but alright. Hang on, I'll try and get some sweet AoE crits. So we go. Did it reset? No. Awkward.
Yeah, kind of is.
AoE incoming. Okay, so that one reset. Use it again. That one didn't. But I think we're right now, so.
I'll catch your breath up anyway. Woo! I got a bit dicey at one point.
Oh, I've dinged. 46. Nice. Well, that should count for a few bears and deer. We've completed where Norsu die. I can't remember which hand in that is.
It's the deer spear.
Right, he's inside the town. Your new weapon has reached the 10th level advancement already. That's pretty quick.
Really? Mine's only at 9. What have you been off doing then without me?
Nothing, to my knowledge.
Oh, no, I know why. You've got plus 25% XP from using the Rohan.
Ah, yes, my XP boosting items, very nice.
Boost, yeah.
But yeah, so just to give a bit of context to that,
I've
yeah.
not got mine off because I'm already over leveled.
Since I'm not actually tracking mine, stick it on there. So yeah, because we went to the Walls of Moria, we've got our legendary items, which we're trying to level to 10 as part of that epic quest line, which we'd covered on one of the previous characters. So we'll have to go back at some point to finish that, to get our bonus weapon, but probably won't do that until the end of Forochel, to be honest.
Yeah, he's the door.
Oh.
And I'm about to get stabbed in the back. No, no, I'm not.
Well, it's because I shot him in the back and pissed him off. But yeah, I mean, going back on the subject of the server transfers and that, you know, it's not been too bad. I've been particularly salty about the fact that we have to server transfer.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it sends out a bad message. It's like, hey, you know, there's not too many players, so we're going to consolidate people. It's like, you know, it's like, watch out, don't pull that. Please no. Yeah, so it's kind of a bit like Turbo and saying, yeah, we know we've kind of fucked the game in the arse a bit there. But to us, removed, it hasn't been too bad. Snowbourn was the biggest European server that did close, so I was especially salty about that, given that, you know, arguably we could have been the one that was saved, but anywho. And also, because we were the last server, or the biggest server that was closing, we were the last server to transfer, which means that theoretically all the names from other servers could have moved to the servers we're going to and stolen those names.
Well, to be fair, most of the Kinnys seem to have secured their names.
Yeah, so yeah, like, you run the risk of having your name already being taken before you transfer, but, you know, a lot of our Kinnys have been able to transfer successfully, probably in no small part to the fact that we decided to move to Laurelin, which is probably going to have less incoming players than Evernight, the other English language European server.
I still feel that it's a bit daft that there's only the 2 English.
Yeah.
Now.
I mean, they're gonna argue the toss about numbers and all that, and apparently there is a large German-speaking player base, which is believable.
I'm not doubting that there is a decent number of German players, but, you know, 2 German servers,
yeah,
1 French, and, you know, 1 English, one of which is an RP. Although one of the Germans is RP, isn't it?
One of the Germans this is RP, but
yeah.
Do German-speaking players only need 2 servers? Probably not.
Yeah.
Given that, everyone in Europe that is not German or French is going to be playing on the English servers. People that are not even in Europe are going to be playing on English servers. I mean, on Laurelin, there's quite a lot of worldwide players, to be honest. That I've seen some like Australians on here. Everything really.
And not to mention like people in our kin. We've got like Romanians, Turkish people, Italians.
We've probably got people from every European country in our kin.
Yeah, we're pretty diverse in like the people that we've got, and they're all obviously on the English servers as opposed to any of the others. Yeah,
just because it's a bit more common to know English than it is to know something else. They can't all necessarily speak massively fluent English, but they can get by. Oh, Page, nice. But yeah, luckily, out of my characters, I transferred across 20 characters, which includes 2 monster play characters, and all but 2 of those actually managed to usurp their names. Because a lot of the names were taken, I was going to have to do like small alterations, add a letter, remove a letter. So case in point, Tyrannial here, that name was allegedly already taken, so I was going to have to put in an extra R. But because of the rules of the transfer, basically, if the character that was using the name has been inactive for a year or more, you can usurp that name and force them to get the -1 at the end of their name. Whereas if the name's already in use by an active player, you get a -1 appended to your name, or a -2, or however many dashes, depending on how many people are using that name. So all but 2 of mine managed to usurp their names. And the best thing was that Bria and Balthelion also got to keep their names, which I was going to be particularly salty about them having to change.
Yeah, I lost that one, but
being my 2 namesake characters then too.
I mean, to be honest, when you started talking about the server changes and being salty, I was expecting you to pull up the fact that you've lost your original join date on Balthelion.
Oh, that's something else I'm salty about as well. But because of the weird way the transfers are automated,
it's not that weird, really.
It's like I work as a software developer, so I know immediately what the fuck's gone wrong. So, But yeah, the thing is that I have to transfer my account first because I am the kin leader, and the kin essentially transfers with me. So when my account transfers, the kin ceases to exist on Snowbourn, it gets recreated on Laurelin. And then everyone who's on Snowbourn essentially gets removed from the kin, and once they transfer themselves, they get automatically re-added to the kin. So I had to transfer my account first. Yeah, essentially, rather than having to like manually try and get an invite on the other side. But so I transferred my account first, which took like about 5 hours because it was on day 1, as you'd probably expect. But Bria is the kin leader character, so she's fairly close to the start of the alphabet. But I have 4 characters who are alphabetically before Bria, one of which being Balthelion, who, apart from being my namesake, is my original LOTRO character. He was the original kin leader of the kin until it passed to Bria. My other character. So those guys transferred, because it transfers the characters alphabetically. This is where it's gone wrong. So it transferred, the A's, it transferred Balthelion and the B's. But the kin didn't exist on Laurelin at that time. And it gets to Bria, and then it creates the kin, and then puts Bria in the kin, and then any other characters alphabetically after Bria were added to the kin. So these four characters essentially were kicked from the kin. And Balthelion, since he was the guy who created the damn kin in the first place, like 6.5 years ago, whatever it was now, I was particularly salty that he got kicked and he had to get recruited, and now his join date has now been reset to 4 days ago or something. So I sent them a ticket about that. Actually, I don't think they've come back to me as well, the bastards. They're conveniently ignoring my ticket.
But they'll probably just go, it has absolutely no effect.
I mean, they've got to have the records, really. I mean, it's got to be somewhere in the data somewhere. But you'd think that they would know this would happen, and at the very least put it in the bloody FAQs for how to do the transfer. It's not in there. It just says the kin leader has to transfer first, not the kin leader, actual character, should transfer on their own first. So
To be fair though, how many people are going to be that bothered? I mean, it's only you being able because you've lost. Like,
I'm sure a lot of characters are going to be pretty anal about that. But
do you need any more bears or
I don't know. I've just got my sword on, and yeah, not really paying attention to the quests, but yeah, I had to get them back in. So I had to move our kin house as well, because we wanted to try and get the same neighbourhood, but the kin house location in that neighbourhood was taken. There was a kin house still in that neighbourhood, just down the road from our original one, so we've decided to take that one just to avoid confusion.
Yeah, we've literally just moved down the road.
Yeah, literally like 3 houses down the road. And then I had to decide where I wanted to get my house. So I could have got the same house I originally had on Snowbourn, but I moved to the one next to the kin house, as opposed to kind of across the road and down one.
And I nabbed the shitty little hovel next to you.
Yeah,
next to the other side.
yeah. So yeah, when we moved, there was like 1 kin house, 12 standard houses, and 5 deluxe houses available in that neighbourhood. So I thought, yeah, it's pretty good. You know, if kinnies want to move in, they can get in there. So I bagged myself a deluxe house. I think immediately, like the remaining kinnies probably took those 4. Obi got one of them. Yeah.
Vaughn's got one.
So yeah, our remaining kinnies nicked the 4 remaining deluxes, and then yeah, there's still some standards. I'm not sure if standard or deluxe matters anymore. That's something I was wondering about, because where they changed the housing chest storage stuff.
It's only 30 in the small ones. It's 60 in the big ones, I believe.
Right, but can you still Mithril coin expand them to the same level, or is it still always going to be?
No, I believe. I know you can Mithril coin expand them. I don't know to what degree.
I don't know whether the standard ones would cap at 30 less than the deluxes still, or
yeah,
sure.
I don't know. The other problem is, of course, that it's like half the size. You don't get as many furniture bits to space.
Yeah, that's the problem as well. I mean, I've had quite a bit of fun redecorating the kin house and my personal house.
You don't get a huge yard, so you can't put anything interesting like a skull of Thorog.
Yeah. I'm still trying to find half the housing decorations. I don't know where the hell the Blade of Forlac went.
I don't know where some of mine have gone.
Unless it wasn't one of mine. Maybe it was on Maddie's account or something. But
you sure it wasn't my blade?
I don't know. I don't think it was mine, is the bottom line, because otherwise I would have found it by now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so having some interesting times just, redecorating the kin house. Half the items that used to be in my personal house have now gone in the kin house. We had loads of fishing trophies in the kin house as well, so we've kind of
Maddie went ham.
Yeah, Maddie just put his entire fish collection in there. So I've kind of not put those back. I've been finding other interesting things to stick on the walls and stuff. Kind of thematically changed it a bit. So yeah, got some interesting stuff going on in the main room. Got the kegs, because the kegs are awesome.
Not the kegs.
So much fun with the kegs. So for those of you who don't know, they're like big barrel kegs full of alcohol that you can put in your kin house that you can get from various festivals and events. But if you interact with them, you get drunk, and then you get a debuff that after 15 seconds you literally pass out and wake up somewhere without your pants. I should say trousers or whatever, but pants if you're American, trousers, leggings, whatever.
It actually does say pants on the debuff, though.
It does say pants, but it was made by Americans, so it's like one of the few Americanisms that are in the game, even though they've tried to use correct English spelling for things, since Middle Earth is meant to be English.
I know, amazingly, armour has actually got a U in it. I didn't know.
I know, yeah. All words like that. Armour has U, colour has U, that kind of stuff. S's instead of Z's for eyes.
Everything.
Yeah. And yeah, all those kinds of spellings, but I've lost my train of thought now. Oh, Grim.
You get teleported, lose your pants.
Yeah, so yeah, you can wake up anywhere. So you can wake up face down in the Boar Fountain in Bree. You can literally wake up in the Bree Town Jail, which is quite funny. You can end up with a very low level character ending up in a very dangerous high level place. And if, for example, you're trying to get to level 20 without dying for one of the deeds, you could end up in a really bad spot. So it's always been really funny.
I've always got to recall the home though. You can always,
Yeah, unless it's on cooldown. But it can be quite funny sometimes. You get like a new recruit or a new player to the game. It's just like, hey, do you want some alcohol? Yeah, use that keg, and then they wake up and like they're level 10 and they're suddenly surrounded by level 50 Angmarim or something. And they're just like, shit.
There is somewhat of a reason to it, because there is a couple of places that are only accessible through the kegs.
Yeah,
like the secret Moria pub.
There's a secret pub in Moria above the 21st Hall that you would otherwise not know it was there unless you'd managed to drink yourself to that place. Which is pretty cool. So, yeah, it's like one keg which transports you randomly around Eriador. There's one that takes you to Moria. There's other ones that just make you consume alcohol, don't really pass out, but you just get drunk. So it's quite funny.
That's the last polar bear I needed.
Yeah, I think we've got most of the stuff. So if we go for the worms next, I guess.
Yeah, straight east then, west, and then into the cave to kill the Pico.
Yep.